He's a youth. Yes. Okay. Okay. So it's good to have all of you join us today. And I've met Mr. Innocent before, and he's like you're popular in the house amongst the ladies. And his name is Dawn. Thank you. I'm Ixi. Good to have you. Thank you. Mr. Husseini. Good to have you also. Benema. Yeah. Just like the name brings that all companies. All companies. Not the director. Okay. And then Imran. Yeah. Your name is unique. Very unique. Yeah, yeah, you agree. Okay. Welcome to the Youth Assembly. My name is Sylvia Ishibu. We're back again for another interesting edition of Youth Assembly. The way we do it, the one we have to just sit out and discuss youths discussing issues that concern them. And one issue we want to discuss today is this cut me soap mentality. We've been on and on about cut me soap, but the slang is still here with us, and people are still talking about it, learning, trying to, get what they need or what they think they can get from their friends or families or other young people around them. So, amongst Nigerian youths, the use of the slang cut me soap and the mentality and the desperation to get rich quick at all costs. We have to put that there. But many Nigerians used to a lot of them. We open our social media, we see, oh, EFCC has arrested and arraigned some of those, some young men or women for crimes, internet crimes. And you know what this means? It's for getting rich quick. And stories of youth being caught by law enforcement agencies, that is one part, as well as Yahoo Boys, the popular one we've seen. Hush Puppy, you mentioned Hush Puppy before. I think you should at this point you should bring it up here. Okay, so joining me, Amixi. Amixi is a graduate, and at this point, I want to see some of your opinion on what you think about this get rich quick mentality that some young people have.
Okay, having this mentality is not a bad thing. It's okay to want to get rich and quick. I mean, poverty is not a good thing. Nobody wants to be poor. And you talked about corruption, internet fraud, and all of that. I think you'd agree with me that the corruption from the top is rubbing off on the youth. I mean, we see the older people doing that all the time. Corruption, taking money. It's rubbing off on us. We have to take money too. I mean, that's the mentality of the youth now. If they are doing it, we want our share. Everybody wants money. So I don't see anything wrong in wanting to get rich and quick.
At all costs.
You have to push.
Oh, you have to push.
You have to push. Okay. That's the cost. You have to push, but I'm not saying it's okay to do crime. No, it's not okay to do crime, but you have to push.
Okay, well, that is this. Let's hear from you. What is your thoughts on this get rich quick syndrome mentality?
If you ask me, in my own opinion, I tend to disagree. Yes, everybody wants good life. But if you want to look at it like our politicians, they flaunt wealth, ill wealth, maybe someone goes into politics and in less than 2 years, he starts to buy houses, he starts to drive big cars all of a sudden. You are, as a youth, you are pushed, you are like, who wants better thing? That's just the like popular slang, if you want to look at it that way. But if we have to start preaching like everybody hustling, everybody should go and dip your hands in corruption, do this, do that, steal because the other ones are stealing. What would the society be like in the next 5, 10 years? What are we telling the youth out there to start doing? That is very wrong to me. If you ask me, yes, there are some indices like you talk about unemployment, you talk about poverty, number one, which has led to everybody trying to get rich and all that. You see people going into Yahoo Ponzi scheme, MMM. You put in 200 naira where someone will get 50,000 naira. They are just fleasing us.
Interesting. Okay. From this side, let's see from you, Benema. Benema is Ayana, is an entrepreneur. So have you ever been scammed by a
No,
young person?
no.
Okay.
Can scam me with anything, no money. Don't have spare money to do.
Yeah, you don't have spare money
I
to
don't have
give.
spare money, so then how do you scam me? And
Uh,
I don't even want extra money that I cannot work for.
mhm.
In the sense that for me, so cut off mentality can be
Yes.
looked at in various ways. I
Yes.
think that we are just overlooking, or I think we're overusing the cut off mentality topic in a different way.
Okay.
But the truth is, there's nothing wrong with cut off mentality, because this is the way I interpret it. If you are doing well, I want to know what you are doing that is working for you. I want to learn from you. You are teaching me how to fish, not giving me fish. That's what cut soap mentality to me is supposed to mean. When you say cut soap for me, you are doing well, and I want to see me do well like that. I think when we imbibe that, we understand that it is not the money. Excuse me, it's not the money you are after. You are like interested in the success that comes with it, not just the money. Success can be looked at in many ways. Secondly, I think what the youth are seeing now, cut so for me, you go to on social media, they'll say, Oga, share giveaway, that's the name.
Giveaway, yes.
So some people have interpreted cut soap to give away. You Oga, cut soap for me, hello, I'm working for my money, which is true. But if you look at it, there's nothing that is being done now that have not been done before. It's just that it didn't come to the light. And social media has brought it today. Some people say, yeah, social media is bad. No, social media is just bringing out who we really are. You are just interpreting yourself for the whole world to see. But these are things that have been with us. And if we are going to hold people responsible, I'm sure that is going to come later as we speak, you begin to see that our parents are failed. It's not just your biological parents. It has to do with your environmental parents. It has to be with to do with your spiritual parents. It has to do with the government. Those are also our parents. And the truth is, when we're growing up, you are going to be spanked for the serious mistake you do. And we had that fear of, oh, if I carry this phone now, my mom is. I promise you, my mom know what I do. I'm an old chick. There are things I will carry. My mom till today will tell me, remember, this your business on a blow. This thing, I know it's expensive. Where you get me from? Some parents are not doing that now anymore. You are seeing a girl as young can be, not working, no business. You're carrying iPhone 11, iPhone 12. They are cutting soap in their own way, and nobody is asking. Like she said, the government are doing it. Yes, the government are doing it. And sometimes you get to look at the side of the youth, and you find out that some of them are being frustrated. Even I've seen police cases that you see two young children involved in crime. The rich guy will just come pick up their children, and the poor ones. Tell me what would be the mentality of that child that is being left to suffer for a crime he committed with somebody else. He's thinking, if my father was rich, I wouldn't have been here. So the concept mentality will continue rubbing off, and it's not going to end now.
Yeah.
It is here to stay.
All right. So she's of the opinion that the get rich quick or the cut me soap mentality didn't just begin with the youths of today. It has always been there. But let me hear from you, Mr. Husseini. Mr. Husseini is okay. So he is an architect, a practicing architect. It's good to have you on Youth Assembly today to share your opinion, as I was saying in Ramadan. Okay, so do you agree with what they've said? What is your stance on this? Is it a big problem with the mentality that so many youths have to get rich quick?
I think the problem is the illegality attached to
Okay.
get rich quick syndrome.
Okay.
Because there is no crime in making efforts,
Mm-hmm.
double efforts to get rich quick. However, the illegality attached to it, some going to rituals, Yahoo and the rest, just get rich quick. But when you settle down, undergo through a legal process and get rich quick, I think there's no problem with that. I always equate it to the lifespan of an offspring. A baby is given birth from cradle to grace. Every stage is important. If you skip a stage for the other, you find out you'll be in trouble. For instance, the child learns how to sit, crawl with the belly, with the legs, with the knees, learn how to walk. run and then become an adult. So you see, each stage is very important to the other. If you skip one or two or more of the process, you find out you will be in trouble. So if the legality is okay, you get rich quick. Why not?
Yeah.
Poverty is a disease. Nobody wants to be poor. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes. We've seen young people make money genuinely and also break the back of poverty
Yeah.
at a very young age. And so, but the illegality, like you said, is also a factor. All right, if you just joined us, this is Youth Assembly, and we're looking at cut me soap mentality amongst Nigerian youths, the desperation to get quick, rich quick at all costs. Yes, we've seen how Yahoo Boys inspired the youth and all, and then they ask people to show me the way. And when they show you the way, is it really legal? Or is it the way that is legal or the way that is illegal? You know? And then some people tend to follow. But yes, we have. Drop your comments if you have questions or answer to our question. We asked the question: what are some of the harmful things you've seen young people do for money to make money quick? We want to see some of the things you've seen, and then we'll talk about it. But we move on to the undergraduate in the building. I like how you're in school, and then you can tell us what is going on in school. But this is this is Imran Mohammed. He's an undergraduate, and so amongst young people in school,
Yes.
the focus should be let's read, let's pass our exams.
It's always broken down into demographics. You
Mm.
understand? You can be 24, still categorized as the youth, and you are not in school. You understand?
Yeah.
There are other things you can be to get money, but in school, it comes down to peer pressure. Do you understand? It comes down to peer pressure because we look at all these people doing well. Most of the times, there are people who have rich parents. You understand? Some of us not so privileged to have the rich parents. You understand? So we settle to do other things. You understand? Not too legal. I'm not saying I support that, but we have to understand too. We
When
have
you
to
say
understand.
understand, what do you mean?
I'm not condoning the behavior, but
Okay.
we have to understand so that we can find a way to move forward. If
Right.
if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Yes. So yeah. Most of us don't feel like it's fair that some of us just we don't work for anything and we are still succeeding. You understand? If you can call it succeeding because we didn't work for it. If you understand what I'm saying. So I can
All right. Okay. That's from an undergraduate perspective. Well, the last but not the least, yes, I've not introduced this gentleman. His name is Innocent Okafor, and he is a security expert. Now, it all boils down to the EFCC, all the law enforcement agencies arresting young people. Sometimes they raid hotels, they raid hostels, to fish out criminals. Okay, so over to you. What do you think about this getting rich quick syndrome and the way it has become a thing?
A lot of things were flashing through my head.
Please let us know.
Because growing up in the South and
Yeah.
schooling in the South, it's more like a war zone. So sometimes you come out alive and you ask yourself, how did I come this far? Picturing the things you went through, you know, from what he was saying, when he was saying what he was saying, I was really understanding him. There are some situations where you find yourself in school and you have that picture in your head. There are times we don't go home when school vacates because the school is kind of better than the house. You go to the house, there's nothing. You meet your family the way they are. So better to stay back at home, where it's even a bit better than going home. So I totally understand what he's trying to say. Except for those of us who engaged in it for because they needed power, they just need the fame. But some young ladies, There was a young lady, because I was also a member of the SUG then, that we rushed. She died and we lost her. She had to find a way to just survive. And she got in touch with this chance in a way to entice men to get money and all that. It's still the same thing we're talking about to do. She hooked up with a lot of Yahoo guys in school. They were doing their charm. Also, she also did that. So it's like two charms coming together and caused a serious problem for her. And her womb was ruptured somehow. I don't know. I can't really explain the whole story, but we lost her. And at first I was judging her. But when I saw the parents when they came to pick the body, I realized. I knew why she was doing what she was into. She has the younger one, she fends for them, she pays her fees. She said they cannot soil their integrity for anything, no matter how difficult it is. But the parents we are seeing these days are people who live the wayward life. So how can they parent? How can they guide a child? So most times they go out to meetings and they see their fellow women, yap them for not putting on a good wrapper. So they come home and pressure their daughter. Their daughter in turn look out for Yahoo guys who will spend on them so they will take back home to their mother. And not just that, you see this pressure of bring money home. When as a senior daughter, you don't bring money home, your younger sister brings money home. She has a speaking right in the house. You don't have. These are the peer pressures that push you. Fine, I might be in the security line, but I know exactly a lot of things that pushes you out there.
So give us some of those factors that are responsible for pushing them to have this mentality or even get rich quick.
First of all, I said some youth just want to experience power.
Experience power.
Yes. Just want to have power because all when you were growing up, it was poverty all along. The only time people respect you is when you have money to fly around. Or when you are on the road with a gun pointing at somebody, that's when they don't respect you. You can always call the lecturer on the phone and say, I will not be able to write this test. He will say, no problem. Your money speaks for you. Why some of us will go and read, and then the lecturer will still want to frustrate you. I said, okay, let me find time to think about it. And that's why family morals are very important.
Yes.
Because I know my kind of father, the father I have, for him, it's just the problem. He will want to know how that thing comes about. He will want to follow you up and all that. For that reason, I would have gone ahead. So I was watching and waiting for Frank to start. So when Frank and Ernest to start, when Ernest finishes, I will go next. So Ernest actually did it, and he made a hit that period. While I was considering, Ernest started acting abnormal. Because there's something after doing that sacrifices, you get I think a bucket or so or whatever, put your leg inside, get some things inside, put like a tortoise on your head and all that, so you can communicate with clients. And the wife will keep sending money, irrespective of whatever you tell them. But unknown to us, it was eating up his brain. And when it started going, that was when I realized that, man, this would have been me. So I pulled back.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah. And others continue
so
to
many, yes, so many,
others
so
continue
many
to
young people.
A time will come,
aren't.
the God you sacrifice won't be enough anymore.
Yeah.
You need more. You can, because people have seen you drive cars, so the day they see you trek, you cannot you have to keep up with this. You have to just keep up. So you go into, they tell you have to upgrade. It's the upgrade that's the problem. That's where the problem comes. That upgrade. It must be human. It must be human. And that is where they now go out for maybe their girlfriends. Funny enough, a lot of young girls are falling victims. Some just go missing, nobody knows where they are. So that's the
Yeah.
case.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, he is sharing his opinion or some of the harmful things young people, undergraduates, do to get money quick. But yes, we asked the question: what are some of the harmful things you have seen young people do to get rich? And we have comments already. NWC Okoraga, thank you for your comments. We see you. It's a nice one, my brother and my able architect Ramlan. Okay. More grace to
Thank
you. That's kudos to you. And Ele Jacinta says every youth wants to get rich but don't want to hustle. So there's a difference between hustling
Yeah.
and getting rich, wishing it, and then working for it. Thank you, Ele Jacinta. Please feel free to send in your comments and tell us what you think are some of those harmful things young people do to get money quick. We want to explore all of the options that we have today. But also, when we look at social media, a post made by an Hollywood actress where somebody actually asked that all these Nollywood ladies, they are always showcasing cars, houses, and all of that. But the men, the male counterpart now, they don't get to show theirs. Now, what is going on at all? And so the pressure to impress and to show off on social media is real. And then people are asking question the source of wealth of celebrities and influencers who flaunt their wealth on social media are the problem. The celebrities who flaunt their wealth or the fans who drag people for daring to show off on the source of their wealth on social media. How do you feel when you see such?
You mean when I see celebrities flaunting their wealth?
Also, she mentioned something about parents asking questions, where is this money from? Now, fans are doing the asking on social media. Where did you get this money from? Why male not posting some of their wealth on social media for the females too?
Well, the females are probably getting more money through other means that they're not my business. I'm saying
Somebody said they should the male counterparts also they should invest in multiple streams of income, like this.
No, the truth
They-
is, for me, I don't think there are no male celebrities that are not making it. But naturally, as human beings, women tend to flaunt more than men. So I see where that is coming from.
Okay.
And when you see that in animals too, you notice that the female species are always acting very differently. Notice me is our character. So when it comes to show off on social media, I'm not surprised. But the problem is where I have problems, not your showing. You can show off whatever you want to show. Even now, naked body, they are showing off hips. That's to tell you the extent that we are that pure. Don't come and start telling the youths, don't worry. And start big, what do you call them? Motivational. You know that you are motivating them into craziness. You know that if we check how you acted movies and we put the money together, it will not collaborate. So don't go out there and tell a 21-year-old girl, oh, and don't worry, we took fishes. I was able to get a pond with this. It is not, you make them feel like they're not doing something right and it makes them desperate. Imagine a teacher calling a child a dullard. It has two side effects. The child might either want to push too hard and start drinking coffee, soaking leg, but you are causing damage to the brain. Why some will just lay back and give up on education? It's the same lifestyle that you create and begin to influence people. And that, who send them to go and listen to this person? It's a lie. Oh. No matter how bad somebody is, they have followers. And if you are not careful, it's the younger generation you're dealing with. So I'm begging those social media influencers, celebrities, be mindful of the kind of things you're creating in the mind of children. Because there are children who are under 20 that are handling phones and they will see it. When you begin to poison their mind with all these your hip increasements, lipos, whatever, and all, you are giving them an image that does not exist naturally if they don't have it. Now they will start working hard to create it. We see that with the shows online and reality shows. They came out from BBN, they are flaunting, I just bought a house, Why are the female buying house and the men are
The
not
fans
buying?
actually gifting them. The fans actually gifting them. They're not buying.
Which
So everybody wants to have fans, though.
Exactly,
the
to have
fans
your
you don't
fans.
know.
Okay, let's
Oh,
start
yeah?
with you.
The male have fans, female have fans. Oh.
Also was
I mean,
gifted a house on his birthday.
on his
So
birthday.
it's not just the
That's
females.
what. See, let me just tell you something.
The
We know
fans-
when he was talking, you understand. I like the way he was dropping that. You understand. It's not everything we used to throw on the ground. I'm telling you, it's not everything. You should understand where I'm coming from. But okay, let's say their fans are gifting them and making a lousy celebration about it. The fans who are also giving, they're also on social media.
Yeah.
Some of them are also part of the influencers and the ones that are influencing. Do you know you are sending wrong signals? And before you know it, there won't be children anymore from 13 years old in the next 5 years.
That's
13
already,
years old, you
It's
become
already
adult.
happening.
that's happening
You,
already.
it will get worse.
It's happening already. In
So
fact,
it's not about them flaunting or whatever. It is what comes with it.
Yeah. Okay, darling, at this point, come in.
For example, you see most of some of these actresses on social media. You check their Instagram handle, and you see they have up to 5 million, 7 million followers.
Yeah.
These are people that watch them what they do every
Every
day.
day.
If they do butt surgery today, they want to do because they believe that is the selling point. That is what is bringing the money. In Nigeria today, after this BBN show, you said some fans. If you look inside, if you want to like investigate these fans, they are not the normal fans like me and you.
Who are these fans?
Let's break it down.
No, seriously, if you go to Instagram, if you want to be depressed, just go to Instagram. You will start having some kind of feeling, some kind of
Like I feel.
like you feel.
yes, like you have failed. Hard work is no longer part of our psyche. Okay, if you are talking about Asaba movies now, go and ask any actress. If you check online, you see they pay them 350, highest 500. Cinema movies, you won't get more than 2 million, and you can't tell me out of that 2 million you are going to Dubai, flying first class, lodging in the 7-star hotel in Dubai, to and fro, snapping, showing the youth, putting them under pressure. The good ones left in Nigeria now, the good ones left, they are feeling like, I beg you, poverty is not my portion, please. So this one, that one, you understand?
Have you
The
seen how
pressure,
seen how education is becoming useless?
the pressure is everywhere. Then apart from, see, we can't just say just actresses, actors, and all that. You have to take a look at our politicians. Go to their page on Facebook, go to the, you see them driving, nobody's asking any question. EFCC will just come, pack some students, just take all of them, go and parade them. Once you parade them, on the day of parading them, some of them, they are laughing. Go to Osun State. There was a report recently in Osun State. They said, there's what you call the former EFCC chairman, Magu. He said there is now an association called Yahoo Boys Mothers Association.
What do you mean by Yahoo Boys Mothers?
Yes. They have one association as well. You can Google it and check. Yes, they have formed association as well. They buy laptop for their children now. When EFCC of recent went to Osun State to arrest some some students or so that are involved in Yahoo, they were chased back from that town. So it's now like a system. It's now like something that is normal.
There's hunger.
You understand?
Exactly.
There's hunger.
You don't want to look at it. It's not just from the parents' angle alone. The government. Your parents are there. They don't get salaries for 15 months, 17 months, 2 years. They don't pay their pension. How do you expect them to feed their families? So it's normal for your child to like, daddy is sick, no money, hunger. Let me go outside. Let me see what I can do. If I can do Yahoo, if it pays, fine. Check some status. Some people, they will just post, I wish I started Yahoo on time. I wish nobody's scared
Even
again.
the politicians, their children are on social media flaunting money.
Flaunting
and
dollars and all that. So
yes, a lot of young people on social media, and Imra, I know you're on Instagram. Yes, which is very popular for of you. And he said, when you're on Instagram, if you want to get depressed, you go to Instagram.
Yes.
But some people also get motivated. So do you agree with his?
It depends on who you follow. So, but mostly if you open your Instagram, you only get depressed. That's if you're not one of the people doing the oppressing, you will get depressed because hard work is not rewarding anymore. That's what it's made to seem like. It's not reward because these people doing Yahoo and everything, it's blatant. We all know they are doing it. You understand? And it's not up to us to either, take inspiration from what they're doing and do it also, or take inspiration from what they're doing and put it into something else. Yes, so that's
Yahoo is hard work, right?
it's
really
it's
working
hard
on
work.
it.
It's hard work done fair.
Yes.
But it's hard work. Yeah, it's not hard work.
It's hard work, but
hard work.
compared to the people who work 9 to 5,
Yeah.
can you call that hard work?
And people
I
who go to
can
school.
work Yahoo now for a week and make money that somebody who works in 9 to
It's not
5
hard.
can't make for a year.
It's not
If
hard.
you understand.
Are you 5 years?
5 years.
And
yes.
I like the education
You
thing.
understand?
Like education doesn't pay anymore.
No,
People
that's
don't
what
want to go to school
they're
anymore.
making it big thing. But the truth is, I think I've always said that the problem of Nigeria, all of it, is in education. If you fix our educational system, bring back the morals into the schools.
But then you come out of school and there are
Let
no
me,
jobs.
do you know what the morals are?
What are they?
The morals are, apart from learning what you are doing,
Okay.
you are letting people know history. There are thieves who have been leaders. Put it on the board. Let the children of the thieves in government know that their parents were rated as thieves. They don't want to go back there because trust me, children has a way of telling their fathers and their parents. Children can just ask the question. But now I remember some time ago, my neighbor, he was really young now. He's doing well now anyway. Let me not call his name. He said, Auntie Benny, let me just tell you the truth. Me, I'm not busting my brain. No. I will read history when I graduate, third class or second class. And dad will just throw me in immigration and I'm good to go. The slap, the impulse was a slap on his face. But why? I dropped the slap before my brain reconnected that this is somebody's son. I looked at him, I said, you will do frog jump. After the frog jump, you stood down. I said, listen to me, young man. If you read history, me, that you call that Ibeni, I will kill you first. 1. 2, if you fail, I will buy your mark. I'm going to tell your father now. I will beat you still. To God be the glory. I am proud of who he is now because he left that stupid mentality and think he will relax. Now he's working and schooling, he's doing his master's abroad. And that day he called me, Auntie Benny, I have to send you something. No. I started laughing. And he sent me 5,000 naira recharge card.
Good.
And I'm like,
So your hard work, but your discipline paid
if
off.
I had built it,
But yes, so a lot of people are missing this in their
Yeah,
lives.
this takes us back to the celebrities we're talking about. Now, for each and every one of us here, our destinies are tied to millions of destinies out there. What you do, what you say, what you post out there determines what happens to them. Now, her singular act has made this young man what he is, and he's going to bless other lives as a result. Just imagine she neglected him. He would have become a menace to society. There are some robbers today that shot people dead. 10 years ago, there would have been somebody. But because there was nobody. Now, look at what's going on now. The kidnapping is even going to the politicians, especially. I also see it as a kind of boomerang because there are funds you are supposed to use to fix up schools for little children so that they can be able to go to school, have a conducive environment to become somebody in the future. But you divert the wealth, send your children abroad to school. Now, after 10 years, those children become frustrated and useless in life. There might be the armed robbers that will lay your children on the way, or not subconsciously. They might still be the ones that will shoot you or kidnap you someday. Because why? Probably maybe there are hospitals you should have fixed, but you failed to fix it. Their mother went to the hospital or their father sick, no good medical care, they died. These children are roaming the streets because no one to cater for them. Now, there are roads you have to fix. You fail to fix the road. You are posting pictures of roads we don't know where they came from. That you have fixed so road. You corner the money, send your children abroad. You want to be okay. You come back years later. That road has killed people, has killed breadwinners. The children will be stranded, moving along the streets, and they will get no respect from society until they handle a gun. For most children, the only time people respect them is when they're handling a gun. So when they see that the only family that accept me are my fellow and accepted me, others push me out because I'm an orphan. So before you know what, they start carrying gun, they go into prostitution, and that's the only time men can say, I need this, a man can give it to her. Naturally, when she goes as a decent girl, a man will tell her, I will sleep with you, or send her away. But when she wears her mini skirt and flaunts around them, they give her the money. Now, this motivates them. Don't forget, as they're also growing up, there are other kids who are looking up to them too. Every time we grow up, there are one or two aunties we're looking up to, one or two uncles we want to be like them. We all have role models growing up. If your role model messes up in life, you are going to also throw the same line, unless God delivers you. So you can imagine how this whole thing will keep moving until our politicians, especially, retract back their step and stop this their crazy life of trying to make the money of the century in just 4-year tenure. And this is where the problem starts, because the same youth, you organize them and still use them as militants and all that.
All right. To all of you who are joining us, we appreciate. Drop your comments, and if you have questions, you can ask. Hopefully, we'll take it. But we also put out a question for you to answer. And we asked, what are some of the hurtful things or harmful things you've seen young people do to make money? We've mentioned some of them here: rituals, Yahoo, and the likes of it, or even
Prostitution.
yeah, prostitution is also there. So many of them. But we want to see your opinion or sample it and also discuss it. But remember to share this video also, and follow us on all of our pages. On Instagram, we are Click Niger. On Facebook, Click Niger. On YouTube, Click Niger. And you can also listen to us live on www.clickniger.net. Okay, over to you, architect. You've listened to them speak a lot about solutions also. The solutions are started coming out. So with a hurry to make money quick, what do you think it would take our society today to stop celebrating ill-gotten wealth?
Yes, thank you. I think the approach should be the moral upbringing. Starts from home, just like the other speaker mentioned. Anybody growing up has somebody is looking up to. Probably you have an uncle. I can take an example with me. When I was in JS1, I have an uncle who was an architect. So I was looking up to him to also be an architect. And by the grace of God, I'm one today. So once the moral upbringing is back on course, I think we'll get to a level where the society will be cleansed up and all these things will not be eliminated, but will be brought back to the barest minimum. And then let me chip in a little earlier on. Yeah. You know, there is this adage that says empty barrels make the most noise. So me, I see people that flaunt their wealth as empty barrels. Because if you look at the actual people that have money, the Zuckerberg, the Dangote and the likes, they don't flaunt their wealth. They don't flaunt. They don't flaunt their wealth.
Somebody will argue with you and say those people, they didn't come from poverty, you know.
No.
So when you know where you're coming from and you make money, you are right. You have to show it up.
But is there any need to do that?
Because if you have the money, there's nobody you need to prove to.
Exactly.
No, I think
Exactly.
no,
There's no need to
poverty
prove.
affects mentality. Let's be realistic here. You cannot say I will behave like copy, DJ copy.
It's not
There are some
Even DJ
I'm
Kobe
not
is showing her pink mansion.
good. She's showing up her pink Ferrari, but her sisters are silent.
Yeah.
I think because she's in the showbiz, she was.
Yes.
If you put two children that are from two different backgrounds, it takes the one from the poor home to have a real, very God-fearing upbringing to be stable. The other one might go to a normal school. Okay, let's take for instance DJ Copy and the rest of the sisters. They are not the same because that one is into entertainment. Davido and I'm sure his siblings, he's into entertainment, so he's there too. But if you put an average, like people that the ones that go to school, you pick up the one of them, a rich man who went to school and all that, but he makes money, he works with Facebook or one big company is earning money. You now put a poor man's son that goes to school and all, he managed to work in NEPA. Tomorrow, one day happen, oh, you go man just I like you for them, just hammer. Don't criticize what he does next because the money came like a shock. The one growing up that worked with Facebook, I've seen money from childhood. Of course, his family has always been there. You can't expect him to act like, I want to call him, but fear no let me. Let me just shut up here. Some senators that are flaunting cars.
Yes.
Compare the two now. It's not over. Yeah. So there's no, you can't criticize people for how they act. I don't blame them. There are some rich, very wealthy actresses that are not showing off well.
Yeah.
Why some that are just making it, and they don't know how they make it. So for the youth listening, be careful what you follow. It's okay to be beautiful, but be comfortable in your own body. First of all, content come with, forgive me, there are some parents that are both selfish. You don't expect them to give birth to a child that is not selfish. It will rub off on them. But it takes the will of God and people around to put them to a path where they know that selfishness does not always pay. So they can just correct. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, we are all saying all this now. It's not like the craziness we end when we live here. It will still continue. But as much as we can, try to always let the people around you know that it's okay to be this body. That figure 8 you are seeing on social media has pot belly like me. Don't be fooled. They will edit it into a point where you think they are Jennifer Lopez. Don't fool yourself. Kardashians have spots. They will clean it. Don't think they are all perfect, even though they are beautiful. You might be short. It's okay to be short. Don't kill yourself if you are not tall. That's the same way riches are. You don't have money, it's okay. Can you feed? It's fine. It's okay to also ask for help, which is the cut soap mentality I believe in. Let people show you what they do. Have responsible people you want to learn from, and your education is beautiful. Hold it. You don't know where to take it to. I love to see beauty with brains, and I think the world also like it. If you are beautiful and you are brainy, you will go places. Even when a man wants to sleep with you, you can hush the man. Your father might be a talika, but you will get a good job when the time comes. So please, as much as we're trying to talk, I know time will soon be rounding up. I think the problem is, at the end of the day, is orientation. And the school, that's why I think education is the basic thing to hold people together. Bring teachers, we don't even have
preach the sermon. But thank you so much, Benema Ayana. She is an entrepreneur, and we thank you for cutting soap for us today and advising the youth. I hope you guys are taking some soap out of here. Okay, so what are your final thoughts in Imran as we wrap up? What would you say to young people listening?
So to young people like me, as the architect said, I understand what you're saying, and I support it. Be content. Sometimes some things are not meant for you. Yeah, some things are not meant for you. You just have to accept that, and when God has finally given you what you want, what you have been praying for, what you have seen with other people, just know the right thing to do with it. And help people around you also. The same way you needed to be helped, nobody helped you. Remember that there are other people like that also.
So when you hammer, remember to cut soap for other young people. Coming from Imran Mohammed, who is an undergraduate. Okay, architect Hussein Ramalan, you said your own thoughts, your advice. Do you have any more to say?
Yes, I will advise them to be patient, to be dedicated in whatever they are doing. You know, the sky will be the limit.
Yeah, the sky will be the limit.
Yeah, and avoid anything illegal. There are many opportunities out there. You don't have to do them in illegal ways. Follow the legal ways. Be dedicated, be patient, persevere. Then the sky will be the starting point.
Yeah. Thank you so much, architect Hussein Ramalan. And Amixi Magnus is a graduate. We want to hear from you as you advise other graduates like you too.
For fresh out of school graduates like me.
Yes.
You've heard the government say there is no job for us. So invest in yourself and push. Don't stop pushing. Make sure you push. Stay clean though. Stay clean, but push. Please push, because you have to make money.
How you go take push when you don't get money? What do you want to use push? When you not chop benefit?
Okay. Invest. That's why I said invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Gain knowledge. Gain skills. Invest in yourself. You can start something and it will just maybe it will take time, but it will grow. So just invest in you. You blow. So just push. Don't wait on the government. They said there is no job for us, so please push. Push
Okay.
yourself.
Thank you so much. And then over to you, Mr. Darling. His name is Darling, actually. It's not as if we're this name I'm the one calling it to. His name is Darling Baye, a political and social analyst. Be a darling to us and then give us some advice.
My advice is to the youth and also to the government, most especially, because they are the ones, the officials should be listening more to what we are saying here. To the youth, I always say be patient and crime does not pay. If you, in the case of Hush Puppy, is going to spend nothing less than 25 years in jail. All the enjoyment, all the money, all the everything, he will be remembered as a fraudster. His name will be in the history of Nigeria. So just be patient with time. God will bless you. Then as for the government, the total bulk stops at their table. I don't know what they are doing, but with the population of the youth we have, 70% of Nigerians now, they are youth. And if you look at it, we are 206 million officially. So 70% of them, imagine they don't have job, they don't have all this. NSAS, the NSAS protest, I thought it would teach them lesson. By now you would have seen some implementation of some economic policies, adjustment here and there. But what are we saying? I don't know. This morning I was reading in the pages of a newspaper, and they were even contemplating increasing fuel price to 300 to 400. I don't know if we live in the same government, if we live in the same country. I don't know if we reside together. I don't know if they read newspapers. I don't know, but they should watch it, because in the next 10 years, the population of Nigeria is going to be 263 million. And by then, if you think you have stolen enough wealth, enough money that will last you and your children, I don't know the country you stay to spend it, because everybody by then must have gotten a gun to rob the fellow. It won't be safe for everybody. So let's just do the right thing, do the needful.
Okay.
Do the
Thank you
needful,
so
and I
much.
hope they are listening to me.
Yes, they are, definitely. We have so many comments. I wish I could take one, but I'll take this one from Hamid Baba Yakubu. Thank you for your comments. Guys, how do you see youths that gamble and get engaged in e-commerce money doubling? So, Mr. Mr. Innocent, you round off with this question that Hamid Baba asked.
Okay, the issue of gambling, I think that is another. I don't really blame these youths, because when you frustrate the system, when you frustrate the right way to make money, people turn to another way to make money. Now, gambling is something that I know has destroyed a lot of people, has also blessed a lot of people. But I'm not going to say because because the person is blessed, he must have taken a lot from them before blessing them. So one thing I tell people is this: don't always let your heart lead you to taking decisions, because it's going to make you a bit emotional. You see things like, oh, numbers to play, it prompts in you in your head, like you jump into it, but always be logical. I always tell people, be very logical. Don't let your heart jump into taking quick decisions. Rather, sit down, be logical with it, take your decision. If you notice that this thing, if you do it, if I lose today, if I even win today, there is tendencies I want to increase. So I keep putting more money. Before you know what, you go down to nothing. So it is best to avoid it. If you don't have the brain and the mind to sustain yourself after winning, please stay away, don't even win. Because that winning will bring you in fully. You can even sell your house and play the whole thing. So I think for me, I advise the entire youth. After the NSAS, I knew that it's going to take the grace of God to fix this country. The government has told us that there's no job. Now, I believe that we the youth can figure out something. There is always a way. There is always a way. And that way must show up one day. So I advise everybody to please don't let the government's declaration about no job put you into depression, send you to doing crimes and all that. You can help yourself.
Yeah,
If
you
you
can
feel
help
better.
yourself. Thank you to all of you who joined us and sent in your comments. We see them. We see you in the BC Okora. We see you, Ele Jacinta Osage. Ray Ahmed, thank you for your comments. She's asking who will cut soap for me after we don't share all these things finished. If I don't collect your own soap now. Thank you for your comment. Yahya who says the feeling of entitlement amongst Nigerians, not just the youth, is pretty disgusting. So, to say the least. Thank you, Yahya, for your comments. Shola Olaitan, your points are well articulated, Analyst Darlington. No, Mr. Darling, that's for you. And Isabella Shuaibu says, nice one, bro. Bye, darling. The idea I want to belong is what is killing Nigerian youths. You go to Instagram, and before you know it, someone will be like, my mates are building houses, my mates are building this, my mates are buying that, etc. They engage themselves in what they are not supposed to engage in. Thank you, Isabella, for your comments. And also Hamid Baba, who sent in that question on e-commerce and money juggling. And I hope you got your answer from Mr. Innocent Okafor, who is a security expert. We'll do this again next time. My name is Sylvia Ishewe. I appreciate all that you all have said here on this platform. Please feel free to share this video and also tell another youth to come and listen to this and learn something. We hope one or two, if we touch a soul or two, it's okay, Abby. It's okay. Thank you so much. Yes. This show was produced by Ihoma UKJ, Ralia Adama, Remi Okenwa, and okay, and so much more. We also appreciate Ehiyohiani for her contributions as our supervising producer. We will be back, but continue to engage with our content on Facebook, YouTube, and even on Instagram at Click Niger. Thank you so much, and you have a good day, all of you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, okay. Now this is the selfie time now, so let's do the selfie. Thank you so much. Okay.
Please, if this program can last next time, something like this, 2 hours.
Is it
That is a life.